Hi, welcome to Transitions. I'm your host, Antoinette Zloty, and today we have a very interesting topic that I hope a lot of you can really identify with. And this topic is decluttering. Now, Victoria is going to actually make sure that she brings in her perspective as a younger person. And so the two of us will discuss and talk about our journey in decluttering, our respective journeys. So first of all, let's just start with where we're at and where our early experiences were with accumulating things. Do you want to go first?
I can very much so do that, yes. My name is Victoria, of course. As far as decluttering and gathering up spaces, I think it's relevant to say that I did grow up in a large family. So typically with large families, as the middle child, most of the stuff just gets passed right down to you. And then you just pass down all those other things to your younger siblings. So I was never really used to having one thing to myself all the time, especially for playing with dolls or something very random like that. My siblings always take it from me eventually. Mm-hmm. So yes, it starts off with things like that, and also relevant, I am an immigrant as well. So moving from all the way from my country, I could not bring everything with me. So I had to start afresh. 5 years ago, when I came to the country, that was the first big declutter in life. I had to pick the essentials and stick with that.
I can identify with a couple of things that happened to you that also happened to me. Being a middle child, there were clothes that I did get handed down. As well, coming to Canada, I left behind a lot of toys. I cannot really say that I have any toys that go back to my early teen years. So that was something else. But the anticipation of going to a new country and leaving certain things behind was fine. Fortunately for me and for yourself and a lot of other people, we do have the memories.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you tell me about photographs, because you had mentioned, I guess, earlier on about the fact that photographs help.
Yes.
Right?
So one of my rules is, when decluttering, never throw away a picture. I remember growing up and we would have this really, I'm telling you, it was big. It could be a whole encyclopedia worth of pictures. Mm-hmm. There would be my parents' wedding pictures, my newborn baby photos. All these, of course, are essential to keep. But there are some things there, whenever I open that book, I'll just remember and say, oh my God, I remember that. I don't remember the item per se or whatsoever, but the picture does recollect the memory.
And yearbooks and things like that, these are items that are special, and yet when it comes time to shed books, don't you find that there are some books that get sort of sent off for somebody else to enjoy?
Yes.
But then you think, oh, gee, what happened to my yearbook from this year or that year? So,
yes.
You got to be very careful, as you
I would say I'm a book hoarder for sure.
Oh, are you?
Yes. Growing up, I still have all my textbooks.
Oh, really?
From high school. I don't remember liking studying math, but I do have all this math textbooks still.
Oh, I see.
My parents, I think they encouraged that for sure, because we had a whole library, and we just needed more and more things, just stuff there. So.
Well, the books that I'm not passing up on now are the big picture books that are of a person's life, and all the photos are amazing. There's this huge book I actually got on accessories, and just looking through that makes me think, okay, all the accessories that I have at home maybe I should take photos, make a photo book of these accessories too.
Yeah.
So you brought some of your stuff with you. Could you tell us a little bit about the special memory? And I can share some of mine as well. Maybe we could take turns.
All right,
Okay,
no
you
problem.
go first.
So for when decluttering, I just did so recently. One thing about decluttering, you just have all this stuff that just stays with you for years and years on end. They don't serve any purpose in your life, but I've never worn them, almost never. But why do I still have it? It's because of the emotional attachment I have to these things. They took up a lot of space, but you know, I do feel something for them. So when decluttering, I have a few boxes. The garbage, of course, my treasures, and then some of these things that are just, you know, I don't know why I have them, but I just keep them. So for some of them, like this, for instance, never worn. It's not necessarily my style. Some people have complimented it, but it was a gift from my mother, and I haven't seen her in 5 years, so I keep it just to remember her. The other one I got also from my sister. I haven't seen from a long while. When I got it, it was in vogue, let's say. Now it's no longer in vogue, but I still keep it just to remember her.
Okay, I'll tell you a little bit of the things that I brought with me today. This little guy here I got from one of my sisters, and he was in a sale and he didn't get sold. Every year the Barbados Association has now participated in the Brooklyn's farmers market. And that's how we raise money for the scholarship fund and also to help elders in the geriatric hospital in Barbados. And this little guy was like nobody had bought him. My sister had given me other bears, and actually they sold, but not this guy. So. And I said, you're going home with me. You're not, I'm not donating you. My sister donated you, and now you're meant for me. And these books, I've kept our children's books. This one is Let's Play, these little hard books.
Yes, I remember
And
them.
the whole idea in hanging on to these was eventually if I have grandchildren, and they come over, you want to sit and look at a book,
Family heirloom, eh?
Yeah, exactly. And there were some of them that I love. Like this one, it could have been worse. That's what this whole book is about. It could have been worse. And it's all about this little mouse and his journey. Okay, so I really like that book. And this guy, Froggy. Okay, now Froggy was one at the Red River X, okay? And Froggy was one back in the 70s. Froggy lost an eye, and Froggy was sitting on a shelf in the storage room, put away without the eye. The eye was in my desk drawer for a number of years, like quite a few years. And then one day when I was sort of decluttering, I came upon this glue gun. Don't throw away your glue guns either. Like, okay, those were bought for the kids, but they're handy things. And I went and I thought, I'm gonna lose this eye if I don't put the eye back on Froggy. So that's what I did. So Froggy stays in a storage room at our house and takes up no room there. Like he's partying down there with some other plushies that the kids left behind. And that our daughter said, look, you can get rid of all of them, it's okay. But no, I've hung on to a number of them, and 2 Beanie Babies that I hung on to when she was over for Easter. 2 rabbit Beanie Babies, because she has a plushy rabbit that she's had since she was a little baby. And so these 2, she took them from the front area, our foyer, and moved them and put them right in the family room before she left.
Okay.
up on the mantle. And I thought, you see, even though she said you can purge, right? Your
Yeah.
kids will say, oh, you can why don't you get rid of a lot of stuff? And then there's still some memories too for your kids. When you have kids, you'll find that your stuff will mushroom.
That's true. That is one of the tips for decluttering. They say get a second person to have a look at it. Most of the time, that second person won't see the emotional connection you might have. But ultimately, it is your decision of what gets tossed,
Right,
or
exactly,
recycled.
exactly. So the categories being household, like, okay, I don't know, how many plates would you say you have at your place?
Around 4.
Good.
Yeah.
And how about mugs?
3.
Very
3.
good, very good. And well, knives and forks probably more, right?
40.
Yeah,
Yes.
just because of the fact that you use more of those, right?
Yeah.
And so on. Anything in your kitchen that you'd say you would declutter, like right now, if you could get rid of, like spot on?
Oh, my kitchen. Probably all those reusable containers or all those takeout boxes. For some reason, I always think I'm going to use them again, but they just take up a whole cupboard.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's really good. That's good. So for me in the kitchen, I would have to say the struggle between my husband and I he likes one pattern and I like the other pattern. As we're decluttering, now we're negotiating whose stuff is going to be donated and not.
Yeah.
And the beauty of donation, though, is knowing that other people are using the stuff. They're not just sitting there, right?
Yeah.
So is it going to be the smaller plates, or the bigger plates for dinner? That's how we're kind of deciding whose set gets to be used. But so any other areas? Let's see. Clothing, you talked about. Okay, I want to bring this up.
Okay.
What do you think about the fact that when you're living in a hot climate, your life with clothes is somewhat less complicated because you're one weather type? What I'm finding with my sisters, and we talk about this and so on, is that in Winnipeg we have multiple weather situations, and you have to be ready for them.
I understand completely. Every time during spring cleaning, you take out all your winter clothes and then bring in your summer clothes. But yeah, and then there's all the mini clothes in between, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely been in a different environment with different seasons. You cannot have the luxury of having a small wardrobe.
Yeah,
No.
you do need that room and you need that space, and you need to be able to keep those things.
And I do love it, actually, because it keeps things exciting. Because every year I always forget what I wore the previous season. So yes, it's very interesting for me.
Yeah. No. Now, one of the things that I'm watching YouTube and so on, they make a suggestion that you take everything out of your closet and you try them on. If they don't fit, you really should donate them, and they should go, and you shouldn't keep them.
Those are very interesting tips.
Yeah, that you should, and take everything out. So, and really go through them. So recently I did that with shoes, okay? These are comfortable, they're high, but they're comfortable. I don't use them for walking any long distances or anything like that, but I did actually surrender about 8 pairs are gone, because I tried them on and I was like, what happened to my feet? My feet changed.
I know.
Yeah, so there's no point in keeping them.
Yes. I do have a similar experience as well. There are these specific shoes that I got. They do not fit, but they're a gift from a very special friend of mine. Obviously, I've never worn them before, and it's been in my storage room for the longest time. So now the question is, should I get rid of it? Should I give it to someone else? I'm never going to wear them. I also got rid of another t-shirt the other day. I wear this t-shirt every day, but it's torn now. As I put it in, you know, my little spot of donation bins or trash, I felt a little part of my heart shatter. I can't imagine doing that for my whole closet, but you have to think of it as an emotional reset. You let go of these things and make room for new.
Well, one of the people I watched in the last couple of weeks, what she suggested is that if you can't part with it and it's still special, still take it out of the closet, pack it up. I guess they have these under the bed storage units that you can buy, and hang on to it. Just a little while longer, but just don't have it in your choices. That's a suggestion that was made. Now, I want to turn to technology and how technology has changed a lot of things with respect to clutter, and how it's made things worse. So on the one side, in terms of making things easier, we have Facebook Marketplace, we have Kijiji, people will go on and you're seeing everything. And years ago, people had to go to a garage sale to see what is there. You could practically have an annual garage sale by listing absolutely everything that you're going to be getting rid of within a short space of time and sell them that way. So that's one big change in terms of the value came up. But the other one is, I don't know about you, but with me, I'm finding that my laptop is cluttered with stuff. I've got a lot of things in there that I'm storing that, why? Why am I storing all that stuff? Are you finding that at all with you?
I do, unfortunately. You know, once you get all these thousands and thousands of pictures, eventually the storage just gets completely full, and now you have to declutter your digital devices. Yeah, it's definitely a headache. One thing about decluttering, when you do have clutter, it clutters up your mind. You almost don't have room to think, and we've seen how, you know, it could influence our lives in certain ways. If we do use our computers all the time, like for instance my phone, I use it all the time, but there's so many tabs open every day, so many unwanted apps. I have up to 50 apps. I probably only use 7. Why do I keep all these other apps? And things like that. So your question is, we should declutter our digital devices?
I think that we should. Here's the thing, storage, okay? Because it's electronic and we're not seeing it all the time, right? We just leave it be. But if you think of it, if you buy an external drive and move a lot of those pictures over, then it takes a lot of the storage space away, right? So you can put them or have a drive for different things. But then you have to keep track of these different drives for the different topics, right?
Yes.
But one of the things that I'm seriously looking at doing is transferring a lot of stuff over to the organization, the Barbados Association, an email account through the association, and try to keep my personal stuff separate. We have the help of people like Frank and Dome has come to talk to us, and actually Akomi runs technology sessions on Thursday evenings for people to drop in and so on. But a lot of it, just like decluttering around the house, has to do with getting around to it and actually doing it. Let me give you a tip though. If you go on a trip, okay, on your way back from the trip, instead of sleeping on the airplane because you're so tired from all that partying or whatever, you know, a lot of younger people, when they go on trips, they're tired coming back. But you spend some time before you actually even get on the plane, even in the airport, putting those precious photos into a slideshow and label it, you know, New York 2025.
I see.
And at least your photos aren't mixed in with a lot of other photos. The Google Drive is another place where I've put some photos. I started, you know, Mom. This actually was from Mom. And so this is one of the accessories that I have of Mom's. And when she passed, we all took items from the possessions that she had left behind.
I definitely understand what you mean. Depending on the device I'm using, let's say my laptop, for instance. Yes, of course, all my important documents are on there. All my school projects from back in the day are on there. Yes.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
I don't get rid of stuff.
We didn't use computers very much when I was in university.
And yeah, and even all these photos as well. That's a very good tip. I'm going to use that actually. One thing that helped me over the years to keep them all organized was very related to what you had said. And I just put them in folders, 3 easy ones, which is important, not as important, and I might throw this out later. And I almost forget about it. Then one time when I am bored, let's say in a 7-hour plane ride, I would open all those apps again and then just start getting rid of them. Sometimes I might have less emotional attachment to all those photos or pictures. And bringing up photos, there's some companies I saw online as well. They can transfer all the pictures you take into a book form of some sort. So if you do prefer it in a book form, you could convert it into that and then delete all the pictures on there, right?
Well, certainly that is that's a great idea. And the other thing in terms of reducing down, one of the things that I did with regard to making a book actually was that I was going to visit a person who was going to allow us to stay at their place in Australia. And I put together some photos and created a photo book for them. And the photos were of our surrounding community as a token of appreciation of them having us stay there. So what you're saying is really, really good, because actually putting all your pictures in, wonderful. If you can put them in folders first by person though, it would probably be useful. So do you think that what is happening now, say with photos and with the fact that people are taking so many of them, is that they're not sweeping out the good ones from the bad ones? Because before, that's what people, before when we were taking photos years ago, you'd get the photos back and go, oh my goodness, my eyes were closed in that one. Or, oh gee, we forgot to take Jessica because the camera wasn't proper. Now everything is like, you set the camera up and you take the photos and you take so many. Okay, tell me one thing, because we're gonna be wrapping up soon. So one thing that you took a number of pictures of that you're thinking within the last, 6 months, that you're thinking, what was I thinking?
I could definitely apply the same principle I apply for physical items and getting rid of things in my house.
Yeah.
Would I remember this in 6 months if I get rid of it? If the answer is no, I'm probably not going to remember it tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's one way. Would I rather have this picture than the memory or some sort, you know? If the answer is no, get rid of it. Because when you have so many of it, the really important ones get mixed in everything else.
So I'm thinking of the fox that came into our yard and the amazing difference that fox made in my life, okay? So every time I'd see the fox come back into the yard, I'd be like, oh, the fox is back. Could be a different fox, but it was always the same fox, right? In my mind. So I took some pictures and some videos of the fox, and eventually it got to where I don't want to see that fox catch any animal at all in the yard. No, I don't want to see him catch a bunny or anything like that. So, but then I was in a thrift store and I saw a pair of boots. And there was a fox on this side and a fox on that side. All stylized, very beautifully done, artistically done. I had to get those boots. I didn't need another pair of boots, but I love those boots.
Now you have multiple memes of remembering the fox.
Exactly. So I do have to reduce though
Yes.
down the video that I took and the pictures that I took of that fox in the yard, the fox in the yard.
That's an interesting story.
So anyhow, it was really good that we had a chance to chat. We are
Yeah.
going to have a girls, with all the girls that we know, right?
Yes.
Together and do an exchange. It's called a trading post. We do it through the Barbados Association when we have our seniors group meetings.
Okay.
Part of decluttering is getting together and bringing some stuff and doing some exchanges.
I'll look forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for joining
Thank you.
me here on Transitions. And to our viewers at home, we're very pleased that you could watch our segment on decluttering, and we hope that you have lots of fun doing it also. Please join us by looking at our videos on YouTube, and don't forget to check out also our website. So that's all for now.